guys, to the Me and You D&D podcast. This is Yusuf,
Sherry.
and today we'll be covering cantrips.
Cantrips.
So do you know what cantrips are?
Well, we've talked about cantrips a little bit. I remember in the first episode we filmed, you kind of shared what cantrips were, or maybe it was the second. So it's like, or maybe that was a feat. It's like a spell that you can do as much as you want.
Instead of it being you can only cast something twice per day or 5 times per day and then you're out, this is at will and unlimited. You can spam it all day. It won't run out. The fighters, they use their swords. They can constantly hurt somebody. So what can these spellcasters do once they run out of their main resource, their spell slots? Then they have cantrips. Now there are damage cantrips, the ones that hurt people, just like the swords. And today we're going to be covering utility cantrips.
What do you mean utility?
So utility, anything that's basically helpful in your journey in exploration, in social encounters. It could also just be for role playing for fun.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to go over some of the cantrips. The first one is Druidcraft. What do you think, with that name, Druidcraft, what do you think the cantrip would do?
It sounds like you can create whatever you want. So that sounds like craft, like I'm crafting something.
Okay.
Give me a drink.
So this is a druid-specific cantrip, so none of the other classes can get it. There are builds that multi-classing are taking a feat that you'd be able to do it. But basically, you can snuff out a light, or you can turn on a light, campfire, a torch, candle from a distance. You can just snuff it out, or you can light it.
Okay.
You can do multiple things. You can also a harmless sensory effect, like a sound or a noise, like gust of wind or some leaves falling or rain. It's going to be more nature oriented.
Now I remember you said it's like something you can use as a distraction or something like that.
Correct.
Like it's just like a little soft spell
But
that can subtly do something.
On this one, at least how it's described, they want it more nature sounds. They don't want you to have all purpose. The other,
because druid is like nature, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
And the last
now.
thing is you can make a flower blossom, a seed pod open, or a leaf bud bloom.
Why would I need to do that?
This is for role playing purposes. You could also imagine.
Oh, like I'm on a date and I'm like.
But imagine you're a farmer, and you could be helping.
Yeah.
You could be helping speed up some of the process.
Okay. You see where my mind went? I went straight to like, oh, I get a flower.
Yeah, I mean, you can do something romantic. You can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
That's pretty good. Okay. This cantrip is just called light.
Well, okay.
Okay, so
I can turn a light on.
So one thing is
Let there be
they try
light.
to be a little bit realistic in the game for this aspect of how much you can see in the dark. So if you're human at nighttime, you can't see at the dark, so you have to light a candle, you have to have a torch. If you're a different race like dwarves or elves, they have dark vision. So this cantrip, basically, as long as the object's not larger than 10 feet, you can touch it, and it'll send off like 20 feet of light for 1 hour. So
what do you mean as long as you can't touch it? What do you mean?
No.
What?
No,
what
I said as long as you touch it.
Uh-huh.
And it's okay, how big? Can you touch a huge tower, and then the whole tower becomes light?
Okay.
So they give you parameters. So this is at 10 foot in any dimension. So like a 10-foot cube, you could say, or 10-foot sphere. At least that's the highest limit. So you could do a coin, you could do a sword, you could do
a tree, 10 foot.
Correct. I mean anything that's within the 10
Okay.
foot. So
could you do people? Could you light up a person?
I think you could ask your DM, but I think it's non-animate object.
An inanimate object. Okay.
I may be incorrect, but so what creative uses do you think you could get from the light cantrip?
I mean, whenever I think of cantrips, I think of, like you said before, a distraction, or like if you're trying to trick somebody into thinking like, oh, look, it's a magical, thing happening over there, and you like make it light up or something like that to try to convince people of something. Kind of like a magic trick that you can use at your advantage. That's what I think of. I mean, or obviously seeing in the dark. I mean, but if you're in the dark and you're sneaking around, obviously you don't want something that's 10 foot tall to light up, because then you're gonna be found out.
So yes, those are all good answers. Ones that come to mind is when you see a scene or a movie where they're looking down a hatch or looking down a well. You could take a stone or a
Oh, and
copper
you throw it
coin,
down.
light
Yeah.
it up, throw it down so you can see where it is. If anything's darker, you can still take things, keep on throwing it, because then you can touch something else to have it. Say you touch your sword as a light, then you can't see ahead. Start searching on the ground or something in your pocket, light up.
So it's like a flashlight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think for another way, you could use it as like at a rock concert, or if you're doing some type of show, just for role playing purposes, you light up something at night, and now the whole stage is alight.
Yeah.
Or you light up your shield in the middle of the song. You start singing, and then you have a little flare, going on, a little piece like that. You could do something like this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. The next one, mage hand. What do you think is mage hand?
Okay, so in Hearthstone, a mage is a lady who can shoot fireballs. She's also kind of naturey, like she can freeze things. I don't really know what a mage is in D&D. I guess it's like a magical being. Mage hand. I have no idea what a mage hand would be.
They usually allow wizards to just use all forms of the elements. So when it's freezing,
So it is like
fire,
I said,
but-
because the mage can shoot fire, but also
getting-
ice. Okay, sorry.
they categorize it as arcane magic and nature. It's just a categorization, but you're completely correct.
Because it's nature.
You're completely correct. So yeah, mage hand, basically it's like a spectral hand, or you could have it as a glove, however you could want to imagine it. But basically it's a floating hand. It can move like 30 feet. It can pick up
A floating hand.
You have to think a wizard, he doesn't want to do anything himself. He wants servants, or he's like pass, test tubes or this or that. So he has everything else doing the work for him.
Okay.
But imagine something is dangerous and you don't want to pick it up. It can pick up to 10 pounds. It can open unlock doors. It can't lock pick. It can't use a special magic item. Yeah, so they're but basically, I don't want to touch it. Whatever. Oh, do you see? Oh, I don't want to touch it. So you just send the mage hand out. If it gets hurt or gets destroyed, it doesn't affect me.
You know what it makes me think of? The thing from
Cousin It. No,
yeah, cousin It. Is that cousin
the cousin
It?
is the hairy one.
No, the hand that crawls
I
around.
think it's just called. Is it called
The thing?
It's just called Thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it makes me think of.
Okay. And it can't attack. You can't use it to attack. So it's just for utility.
Okay. To do stuff, not anything.
Okay, now so
for
there's
damage.
speaking about Mage Hand, there's one called Mage Hand Ledger Main.
Oh. Ledger. Okay, ledger is like something you write. I mean, I don't know.
So this is a special Mage Hand when you pick the rogue, the scoundrel, the thief guy, and you pick his subclass Arcane Trickster, so he's a magical thief. So it turns the Mage Hand invisible, so nobody can see it, and you're able to steal with it as a bonus action.
Oh, so you're like adding something on to him, just
Yes.
your hand.
And you can also pick locks, and you can disarm traps.
Yeah, I'm like, well, what's the purpose of a detachable hand if it can't pick locks? Like, that seems useless.
That's where the proficiency, you have to be proficient at sleight of hand or lock picking. So they're going to say that a magical rogue is more proficient, skilled at. When he learned it specifically to do bad things. The wizard was just, he wanted help. Or
So are you saying that this is a spell on top of a spell? Like, this is a spell on top of your cantrip?
you can only get this by picking this subclass. You have to pick this
Oh, it's
class
only
and the
for-
subclass. So a wizard could never get this. You can't. You
Okay.
can't even get this through a feat.
But it's something that you have it forever.
Yes, it's a
Because
cantrip.
it's
you can use it unlimited.
No, I'm talking about. Okay, no, you're talking about proficiency, like the type of character you have. So
Correct.
once you have this type of character, if you have this cantrip, then you'll be able to do
Correct.
this. Okay, got it.
Okay, mending.
Oh, make a dress.
Mending. Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so
It's gonna
my
be
clothes are
fixing.
broken.
Correct.
Fix it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you think of it in this medieval time, it's kind of like
Yeah,
the
that's like a
ultimate.
superpower.
Yeah. And it could be wood. It could be like you could break a chain link. You could mend that. A toy breaks a tear in
Also,
clothing.
it's anything.
Uh, correct.
Okay. Cool. That's
A
a good
broken
one.
key. A broken key.
Okay.
Just fix it. And even you can just repair it to where it needs. Anybody's glasses break, whether it's the middle, however it is. Even at a table, somebody used a knife and started cutting on the table. It's all messy. Okay, and then you start fixing it. Or if there's a hole in it, it'll just mend. So it only can do 1 foot though,
Oh.
and it takes
So
a minute.
everything is like
It takes a
measured
minute.
out.
Because they don't want it to be, I just fixed the world. Is your
Okay.
castle all broken? I just do mending, and then it just starts reforming.
Okay. Yeah.
And it takes 1 minute. But we're doing outside combat anyways.
That confuses me when you talk about how long, but it's outside combat.
Well, you can do it inside combat, just not do anything.
All your people are just like, what are you doing? Stop fixing
Probably
my
someone will
shirt.
hit you while you're doing it. You may die for 3 to 5 rounds.
Yeah, stop fixing our shirts and come help us fight.
The next cantrip's called message.
Oh, so that's like I can send you a message from far away, like telepathy, maybe.
Yes, basically
Yes.
like a mini cell phone, 120 feet. It can go past walls.
120 feet. Okay.
It can go past walls, but there's rules that says if it's lead or if it's this or that,
It's not gonna work.
And even as long as you know where the person is, it can go like around corners, going down.
So it doesn't have to be like a straight path. It
And
can
so
wherever they are.
You whisper, and you whisper it, and then the other person can hear you, and only the other person can hear, and then they whisper back, and then you can hear.
So but they don't have to have it to whisper back.
No, but they can return the message.
Okay, that's a cool one. I would definitely have that one.
Well, especially if you're gonna role play, you could at the table say, "Oh, where are you? Oh no, come upstairs." How do I know that I should come upstairs? So if you don't want to break immersion, then somebody will use the message cantrip.
Okay.
Minor illusion. There's
minor
because there's a spell called major illusion, but that's a third level spell. You only get that level 5.
Minor illusion. Okay. I mean, I guess it's like it's like magic tricks that are on different levels. Like, I can escape from a cage that's underwater and I'm handcuffed. Like that's level 3 versus like, oh, my button's here and now it's gone. Like, it's just baseline, super simple.
Correct. You can make a sound or
what was that?
A 5 by. They only allow you the space is a 5 by 5 foot cube, size wise. You can't just make a gigantic like house. You can't make anything or like.
So you can make something appear that's 5 by 5.
At least that size.
Oh.
You can make something small.
You mean at most that size?
Correct. It can't move though. It has to stand still. That's what. There's more advanced illusions. This is the cantrip. They're not letting you unlimited cast moving things. So, and it can't be like an organic human being. So it can't be an animal, like a still. Even
it has
just
to be inanimate. Yeah.
So it can be cards, some gold. It could be if you went like fetal position. If you just went as close as you can as a ball, and then you made a box around you.
Okay.
Well, you're hidden.
Okay. Yeah.
So you could hide.
Mm-hmm.
You could imagine that you're in the middle of battle. You could use it as an action in battle. Creatively make like a wall appear in front of you. They don't know if that's real or not, and they shouldn't be able to see you. So are they going to shoot at the wall, or are they going to try to get to a better vantage point to hurt you if it was all ranged attacks coming to you? Mm-hmm. If they had to use realism, they might think that's real.
Okay. That's a good one.
And then, yes, sounds, distracting sounds.
Okay.
So, minor illusion.
But wasn't there something already like that?
Okay, so about 5 of them have similar things.
Yeah. So what's the
Also,
purpose of
okay,
having?
also some of them are class specific. So
Okay.
they'll have, everybody has, it's called prestidigitation, Druidcraft, prestidigitation, and thaumaturgy. They're, I haven't gone over them yet, but they're all similar and they're class specific.
Thaumaturgy.
Yeah, okay, now
That's $5 word.
the next cantrip, Mold Earth.
Yeah, that's like. I mean, that sounds kind of naturey to me. Like we were talking about mage, where you can like manipulate the earth, like move. Like earth, air, wind.
Like the airbenders. Bend.
Yeah. Like you can have the rocks at your command or something. No,
So you can draw on the mud. You can.
I can draw on them.
If it was stone or mud specifically, I think they allow you to, within a 5-foot area, you can do a lot of whatever they allow you to design, do whatever you want, do different colors. You can also excavate instantaneously a 5-foot cube of loose earth. You can instantly move it.
And like throw it at somebody.
Well, you can't. It says you can't do damage, but yeah, sure. You could move
like
it.
throw it in their eye or something they can't
Sometimes
see.
people like to do it to their friends. They excavate underneath them.
Oh, make them fall.
They don't take any damage, but it's just kind of like a disrespect type of thing.
That's funny.
But imagine with Druidcraft, the seeds, opening the seeds,
You can plant things.
helping the farmers.
Oh,
Right. So
it seems like that's what you like doing. You like
no.
helping.
Well, try to make an angle of making money as well.
Okay.
Or if you're going to try to help people.
It's like I'll help you, but you gotta pay me.
Utility. Well, they might love you and gain fame, renown, or you're trying to get them on your side, whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's just role playing. Well, in the downtime while everybody else is talking, you might look at your sheet and say, we're in a town. Okay. Yeah. Is there any villagers? Any farmers? And then you start saying, well, I'd like to go over there, and then start saying you do this and you do that. Prestidigitation.
Prestidigitation. Like, what does that mean? Prestidigitation.
No, what does it do?
What
does it do? What do you think it does?
How do you spell?
Prestidigitation.
Like prestige.
So what do you think it does?
It makes you look more expensive than you are.
It's close. It's close.
Yeah. Well, that's why I was like, how's it spelled? Okay, so it's like prestige, just like fooling everybody around you to think that you're royal or something.
Okay, so similar to Druidcraft, it can snuff out the light or turn on the light, the fire, the campfire, a torch, any of these type of things. It can also make the harmless sensory effect, but it can make like a foul smell, a good smell. It can make like any sound. Then you can chill or warm food and flavor food. You can also flavor food. Because in this, you have rations.
I remember you talking about that one.
So you have rations and this and that, so you may have to flavor the food or a shaved ice. And then, you can clean or soil an item. You can dirty an item. You can dirty somebody's clothes, make them
This is prestidigitation?
Yeah, so this is
what does that have to do with that?
All-purpose. Also, you can create little, like, fireworks, little this or that. It's kind of like the all-purpose mess-around magic. Like
but
all-purpose.
You said it's similar to what I'm saying.
To
How is
Druidcraft.
that?
It's similar to Druidcraft. And that's only for a druid. A druid can't get prestidigitation. So they give him, do you want kind of the all-purpose magic? Here's Druidcraft. You can do sensory things here and there. And then for most of the mages, the sorcerer, I think the warlock, the bard, and the wizard, they get prestidigitation, but the cleric does not. We're going to go over what he gets. He gets something similar that does similar things. It's like an all-purpose catch-all magic. If you're bored, you just want to do nothing kind of role play. But you can. It's a catch-all. You can do so many things.
Okay. Catch-all.
Shape water.
Yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory. Like you can make the water. I mean, I'm guessing it's not like make the water do whatever you want. You can't move, an ocean wave to crash a city.
5 by 5.
Yeah. Something
Cantrips.
small.
Cantrips.
It's like, I'm gonna make a little water ball and throw it or something.
So similar to the mold earth, this is like an elemental, like bending type of cantrip. This all came in the Elemental Evil Princes of the Apocalypse, where I got betrayed, if you saw that episode. So they introduced these cantrips. So this was new spells. It was like all the players were very happy. Oh, yay, we get new cantrips because this didn't exist yet.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's in 5e. But yeah, with Shape Water, you can make like a little water show, do whatever you want, have things going on. You can also freeze a 5x5 part of the water.
Mm-hmm.
If you could imagine if the...
Like drop an ice block on somebody's head. Oh, yeah, you say you can't do damage.
Well, if you talk to your DM and you do that, I mean, how do you drop it on their head? How do you get 5 feet amount of water 2 stories up?
Oh, are you not allowed to do that?
How do you do that? How will you get water to 3 stories, 5 stories up? How are you holding the water? Do you think you're just controlling it and moving a 5?
Yeah, can't I control it like
You
that?
can talk to your DM to see exactly how that
Why
is.
do I have to talk to the DM?
Somebody say, oh, that's not what the rules say. And then you,
Oh.
so then when you say, but I understand it this way. And then DM may say,
Oh,
oh,
they
I
have to
don't want to
decide.
deal with that. Or I think that's overpowered. Or sure, go for it, right?
Okay.
Some people then just have a huge container on their back holding water. And then, yes, you could do it. And if it falls, yeah, it'll do some type of, it should probably do some type of damage. But it says like, you can freeze the water as long as nobody's in it. They don't want you to be able to use a lower level ability to now
Cause damage.
Well, even imprisoning them is like a second level spell or a first level spell. So you're using a cantrip to imprison them. Yes, it's creativity. You can talk with your DM, but usually just resource wise, then again, the fighter, whoever it is, what is he doing? You know?
Okay.
But just imagine you're in a lake.
I'll take my ice block and throw it to you. And then as a fighter, you go and chuck it. Or the big guy, the barbarian, he can chuck
Just
it at
imagine if you
people.
didn't want to touch the water, freeze a place so you can jump on it on the ice now.
Yeah, that's a good
Then
one.
imagine as soon as you jump, okay, now I jump off of it because you can only have one at a time while I'm in midair,
I can only have one at a time.
freezing a 5 foot. So you can't freeze again another 5 foot. You can also have it. Okay, you can have your water show going on, and you can freeze another thing. So that's 2 things. You can do another thing. You can't do the same thing. They say you can have 4 going simultaneously, but not of the same things. But imagine you jump from cube to cube to cube in the middle of the air. You're constantly refreezing material of the water right in front of you.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So then the one behind you melts, and it stays magically frozen for 1 hour. So even if it's hot, but imagine you make an ice sword or you make an ice chair. You can sit down. Like you could make anything out of water and then solidify it. Just creatively. And then the people, they put the water in the keyhole, froze the keyhole, and then expanded it, and it breaks. If you're going to be realistic, but the DM may say, hey, now you're making something a little bit more powerful. What do you think thaumaturgy does?
Thumb.
Thaumaturgy. Thaumaturgy.
Oh, I have absolutely no idea.
So this is the cleric's prestidigitation, the cleric's druidcraft.
Okay.
So you can also snuff out. You can flicker the lights, dim, brighten them, or you can change its color. You can your voice can come 3 times as loud. You can make it very booming loud. If there's any unlocked door or unlocked window, you can instantly slam it open, or slam it closed. You can make also sensory sounds, but more like sound, the rumble of thunder, cry of a raven, or an ominous whisper.
So it's very specific to sound.
You can change the color of your eyes.
Okay, no, it's not specific to sound.
Yeah, you can alter the appearance of your eyes, make it like flame in your eyes, snake eyes, whatever it is. This is much more like an intimidating, type of cantrip.
And it's specific to the cleric.
Correct. And you can make ground tremors, and you can flicker the light.
That seems like a bit much. They doing too much for this cleric. All of that sounds not level with all the other spells you told me.
The ground tremors are harmless ground tremors. It doesn't do anything. It's just role playing. You light your eyes, you boom your voice, and then you start shouting at him, and then I also want the ground underneath him to shake. So you get my point.
That's too much. Because for all of the other cantrips, they would have said you can only make a 5x5 earth square.
No, I personally like thaumaturgy more than the rest
Yeah,
of
I
them.
bet you do because it's super powerful. It sounds way more powerful than all the other ones.
Other than I sometimes really want Druidcraft, though, because I want to exploit the farmers. And the last cantrip is Guidance. What do you think Guidance does?
I mean, it sounds like. Well, who is it for?
I believe it's Cleric only. The Druid may be able to get it, but I think it's Cleric only.
Well, I mean, it sounds similar to what was the one where you were able to whisper something?
Message.
Yeah, like you're able to lead people in the right direction or something.
So what this does is if anybody does an ability check, they're about to persuade somebody, they're about to make some lockpicking check, you just add a d4. You just flat add a d4, a four-sided dice, and you add that to the roll.
To make it possible for them to
You
do
just add
well? Or
Yeah, to help them.
Oh, okay.
So unlimited helping.
Oh, see? Yeah.
Yeah, some
The
DMs...
cleric is like
Well, some DMs
too
just...
much.
They do not allow that because then they'll say, oh, I want to cast Guidance. I want to cast Guidance.
For everybody, in every turn.
And for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
kind of OP.
It is very great.
You use it a lot.
When I was allowed to use it. But then even for myself, sometimes I felt it's kind of
Too much.
lame. But it's fine. It's rude to say that it's lame, so it's fine. Some people, they love it. Okay. I think that's all. Thank you guys for watching.
Bye. See you next time.
Bye-bye.